tomorrow, Senate returns. They're going to take up the NSA.
Yep.
Rand Paul says he's going to make a stand on behalf of civil liberties and privacy and the Fourth Amendment. My question to you is this. Where does Senator Ted Cruz stand on the NSA surveillance program? Do you think it's time to repeal it?
So, I'm an original sponsor of what's called the USA Freedom Act. USA Freedom Act, I've joined with Senator Mike Lee. It's bipartisan legislation. USA Freedom Act does two things. Number one, the USA Freedom Act ends the federal government's bulk collection of phone metadata for law-abiding citizens. I believe in the Fourth Amendment. I believe in the Bill of Rights. I have spent my entire adult life fighting to defend the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The federal government should not be collecting the phone or email data of law-abiding citizens across this country. It is time for that to end. At the same time, the USA Freedom Act maintains the ability, if there is specific evidence that an individual is communicating with radical Islamic terrorists, that an individual is involved with terrorism, it gives tools for law enforcement and national security to search their emails or their phone. In a time of rising danger from radical Islamic terrorism, we want to maintain the tools to stop terrorist attacks before they happen. And when it comes to the Fourth Amendment, what the Fourth Amendment prohibits is unreasonable searches and seizures. The reason we should end the bulk collection of phone metadata is seizing everyone's information across the country, all 330 million of us, is unreasonable because there's no articulate suspicion, no basis to suspect every American of a crime. But on the other hand, the Fourth Amendment has routinely allowed law enforcement, if there's evidence that you've committed a crime, to go and get authorization to have a reasonable search and seizure that is particularized for the person who is in communication with the terrorists. That's the right balance, I believe. The USA Freedom Act passed the House of Representatives overwhelmingly, 338 votes in favor of the USA Freedom Act. It went to the Senate, and unfortunately last week the Senate didn't take it up. A number of senators filibustered to prevent taking up the USA Freedom Act, and right now it's a combination of two things. There are a significant number of senators, Republican senators, my colleagues, who are opposed to any modification to the Patriot Act, who want to keep the bulk collection of phone metadata of law-abiding citizens. I disagree with them. I think it is wrong. I think it is inconsistent with federal law. I think it is inconsistent with the Constitution. Now, there is also, you mentioned, my friend, Senator Rand Paul. Now, Rand is a friend. He and I have stood together many, many times. Indeed, the first time I ever spoke on the Senate floor was during Rand's filibuster on drones. When Rand filibustered last week to stop the bulk collection of phone metadata, both Mike Lee and I came to the Senate floor to stand with Rand. But I will say both Mike and I disagree with Rand in one aspect of this debate. Rand's position is he wants the Patriot Act to expire entirely. without the tools to target terrorists when we know that they have specific communication with radical Islamic terrorists. I don't agree with that. I think we have an obligation to keep Americans safe. And part of the problem of this debate is it's treated as black and white. Either you favor Big Brother seizing every bit of information of American citizens, or we abolish everything that gives tools to target bad guys. I think it's possible to do both. Protect the Bill of Rights and at the same time go after the bad guys and keep Americans safe.